Alright guys, we know what it is. NRL 2023 round 7. Bets and picks. Before we get to round 7 though, we gotta go back. Do we have to go back? We have to go back to round 6 and pay attention to what happens. Now, it was a disaster round for us again. We're going round in circles here. We're not making any ground. We have to change tactics here, and we will. We're going to change tactics. We've already put our bets down for round 7. We did the same thing. I mean, it's hard to change your stripes, right? So we rushed into round 7, we put our bets down. Let's see how we go. But that's the last time we're going to do that. It's time to slow down. It's time to go watch, we have to find some professionals, listen to professionals. So, actually, before we even get into rounds, no, let's cover round 6. Round 6, we had this crazy bet here on the Roosters. I said don't follow me. I said the Storm, every time I bet against the Storm, they win. Every time I bet for the Storm, they lose. This time, we bet against them. They were at home. It was a crazy bet. I said it was a crazy bet, and we lost. Boom. Half a unit gone. We just threw it away. We wasted it. We got to cut it out. We did have our safety bet down here, though, on the Rabbits, and that did come through for us. Thank goodness. No bet here. No bet here. What was up with the Eagles this week? Their fullback looked dazed. I don't want to say the word concussed because NRL goes into a frenzy over that word. He just looked lost. The fullback looked lost the whole game. He was wandering around like a lost soul. I don't know what's going on in his personal life or what's up or what did he eat some mushrooms before he went out there or something? I don't know what was going on with him, but hopefully he's back to normal. Wish him all the best. Our parlay here, Broncos were at home. And the Raiders slaughtered them. Broke our parlay. And it just leaves me the question that we can't even bet on safety parlays anymore. These games are so unpredictable. I know they've said this is the closest. So this is I just came back into the NRL and it's like the hardest season to predict since 1940 or some crazy thing like that. But I almost feel like we're betting on coin flips here. That's all we're doing. We're just betting on coin flips. Every game is 50-50. It's got to the point now where I just feel like logging in and just betting on the 3 biggest underdogs every week. That might be the new tactic to do. So Raiders ruined our parlay here. We lost one up here, and the Warriors also lost. I feel the jet lag. I mean, they're the most disadvantaged team in the competition with all the, as far as the travelling is concerned. So I think the jet lag just finally caught up to them, and they lost the game. Big ups. Newcastle's looking so good this season, though. And that's it. Eels came through with us over there, but they did come through, but it didn't matter. Broncos already lost that. So for the season, we were plus 1 unit. We bet 4 units this round. We only got 1.5 back, so that's a minus of 2.5 units for this round. It is what it is. It hurts. 2.6 if you really want to be technical. And so it leaves us a unit and a half. A unit and a half down for the season. It's not a horrible deficit. Certainly not a deficit that you can't come back from. But if we go up, we go down. We go up, we go down. We're down again. And I just feel like we're getting nowhere. We're going around in circles. We're betting on coin flips. Before we do get into this, we're going to touch on the UFC. Now, I come from the UFC. I've been betting on the UFC for a long time. And what I did in the UFC was I started betting on the UFC. Mixed results as usual. And we've actually been doing really good lately. We got that Alicia Grasso. We had that pick. We who was the other big under? We had Leon Edwards to beat Usman twice. And point was, it's not me. I simply went through and I think I did the top 5. We're going to do the same thing here for the NRL. We took the top 5 guys, the most popular guys who did the UFC bets, and we watched all their videos for about 3-4 months, and we made a chart. We had a chart. And we had top guy 1, top guy 2, top guy 3, top guy 4, and we'd watch their videos, and then we'd watch the events, and we'd see who, who was nailing it, who was actually all shit. And at the end, we came out with there was some guys who just seemed a hell of a lot better. And so they were the guys we went with, and they are... we don't really want to write all this out. What we're going to... We want picks. And they are our UFC experts that we listen to every week. Every week we watch their videos. Even if you don't follow their bets, just watching his videos, he breaks the fights down so good. That's why I went with them. But I also follow their bets too. So if you want their bets, go over there. Subscribe to We Want Picks. And I wasn't going to mix the UFC and the NRL together, but every time I watch the NRL, they advertise the UFC in their ads anyway. So bugger it, we're gonna start putting the UFC picks in just quickly. But I'm just showing you the example of how we did it, and we're gonna do the same thing here with the NRL. We're gonna take the top 5 viewed NRL guys that do their picks and bets. We're gonna watch them all. We're gonna see who has the best breakdowns. We're gonna start taking professional advice. And yeah, but it is our bets for the next event, Holloway vs Allen here. We've got 1 unit on Max Holloway here for the win. We've got a parlay here between Bruno Brazil and Pedro Rodriguez. We put them in a parlay together, half a unit, and half a unit down here on Jocelyn Edwards. And that's it, because this was the first time. Usually when I do bad on the UFC, I do good on the NRL. I do bad on the NRL, I do good on the UFC. Did I just say the same thing twice? I'm not sure. Point being, this week was the first week we took a loss on both. We took a negative on the NRL and a negative on the UFC, so we're hurting a little bit. So we only got 2.5 units here on the UFC this week, and 2.5 units here on the NRL. Now, Dolphins looked really good last week. They played the Rabbits. Dolphins are at home, but the Rabbits are just too dangerous. The Dolphins are too dangerous. We're just staying away from that game. Sharks vs Roosters, again. We're going to stay away from this game too, just because Sharks are dangerous, and Roosters, here we go, we're going to show you what we're up to. We've only done the 2 teams so far this season, but we're going to start doing this for each team too, so we can come back and we can see the Sharks lost. They had a bye, so are they due for, did they get a bye? Does that count as their win? Or not? Oh. I don't know if they're due for a win or a loss, but they're going back and forth. And when we come over and we look at the Roosters' record, you can see they've got 3 wins here at home, and both their losses are away games, and they're playing away here against the Sharks. So with that in mind, I'm not going to bet on the Roosters this week. We're going to stay on that game too. Eagles versus the Storm. There's probably tip the Storm here. The Eagles, I just don't know if the Eagles have got it back together yet, and the Storm were really dangerous last week. They slaughtered the Roosters. If they can slaughter the Roosters, they can beat the Eagles. But NRL maths just does not seem to work, so we'll just have to see what kind of form the Eagles are in. They're back at home. They're probably going to want to try and, do something for the game last week, but I just don't know if they can beat the Storm again. Staying away from it. All our bets are here. Super Saturday, but yeah, go ahead, bet on the Storm. Tip the Sharks if you want. They are at home. Roosters haven't been doing very well on the road, and I'm staying away from that one. All right, so our goal for this where are we? Season. So we are minus. What was it? Minus a unit and a half down. Minus. It's horrible. Horrible. But we're going to put half a unit here on the Warriors. We've got a half a unit here to beat the Cowboys. I think it's a 50-50 game. The Warriors are at home, though. They lost last week against Newcastle. Hopefully because they're trying to, what do you call it? They're trying to hype up the crowd this season. They're trying to get their fans back. They're trying to go hard. They've got the new coach. They're doing well. People are starting to pay attention again. They're going to want to win this game. And they're at home. So hopefully they've just been well rested. Let them recover from that jet lag. I'm sorry about the shaky camera, guys. So we've got half a unit here on them. We did put some change. The bet here should be the Panthers, but like I said, I mean, Newcastle are at home. They've been looking good, and they're paying extremely good. So we went and put some chop change here. If the Warriors win, we get 0.9, almost a unit back. So that's our goal. We're just going for the Warriors this week, hoping that we can get that unit and bring our deficit a bit here. If Newcastle win, just from putting a little bit of change on them, we will get actually a unit and a half back. But that's wishing upon a star right there. But who knows the way the game's been going. And the Broncos, we're putting the Broncos down as our safety parlay again. They are on the road, but they just lost. I mean, we've got 2 units here on them. They'll win us 2.5 back if they do win. Which that half a unit back that they win pays for our bet here on the Warriors. So as long as the Broncos win, this was our strategy behind it. If the Broncos should beat the Titans. Here's hoping. We said that last week and they didn't. So we got 2 units on the Broncos to win us half a unit back. We've already spent that half a unit on the Warriors for our 50-50 chance to get rid of some of our debt here. And that's it for the week. That's all we're doing. Everything's on Super Saturday. We've got no bets over here. Although the Raiders should be live and Eels at home, these two should be a good bet. I should have done that. But never mind, that's it. We're too broke. We can't afford to bet on the Storm. We can't afford to bet on the Raiders. We can't afford to bet on the Eels. We have to cut back 2 units here on the Broncos. Our chop change here on the Newcastle. And our half a bet there on the Warriors to beat the Cowboys. That's it. Sorry for the extra long video. I was just trying to show you guys that we are trying to take this a bit more serious. Take it from a hobby to a job. That's the goal. And we will spend this week watching everyone else's videos. We'll probably do a video on that and show you guys who has been on fire this week and who hasn't been on fire this week and who we're going to listen to. And not necessarily blindly follow their picks, but listen to their breakdowns, listen to their reasons for why they're picking their teams. And hopefully we can do a similar thing here in the NRL, as we're doing on the UFC. And that's it. I'm out. Good luck.